going to end our last live show of the year by bringing you some good news from the city of Baltimore, Charm City, where the homicide rate has dropped to its lowest level in decades. It was the sharpest and fastest drop in the country, and it was achieved without militarizing the city's streets. Guys, this is just fantastic news. Baltimore, it's been a long 10 years for Baltimore. I was there covering the aftermath of Freddie Gray. Very terrible time for the city. The city's had a negative connotation. The media, The Wire, everyone's seen The Wire, great show, but it's hard for Baltimore sometimes to shake off some of the bad parts of The Wire. But here you see a initiative that's been done by the mayor, Mayor Scott, with community intervention, essentially targeting folks who could be predisposed to engage in a criminal act and say, you know what, instead of going after them, we're going to check on them. And the results have been speaking for themselves. It's quite extraordinary.
It's crazy what you could do when you invest in people, you focus on building them up before they get into the system, right? That is something that, and we had Brandon Scott on our show a couple of times talking about this earlier this year, and he said it's tough. It was tough, and he had to go out and talk to some of the criminals that they knew were criminals and be like, look, I'm going to lock you up. I don't want to. I want to build you up. But then they locked the people up that were dangerous, and they took care of the kids who could get caught up in some of this stuff. And I think it's really important for people to understand that this is how you do it. You don't do it the way that Donald Trump does it. You don't send in, people in an invading army into cities to make it better. You work within the city to make it better.
I just believe that Mayor Scott has to be commended and lifted up because Baltimore is used as a scapegoat for failure for so long. And what he has done by creating a mayoral public safety cabinet, using a whole of government approach to address this issue, he has not only reduced crime, but he's brought business investments because of the partnerships that he has created into the city. This is transformative. I think that this is a model for a number of cities across the country. And in a year where a lot of the news has been terrible, in a year where we hear a lot about what's not working, to see a success story out of Baltimore that isn't by accident, that is intentional policy, to see a mayor working with a governor, working with the state's attorney. Sometimes they don't get along, but it happens.
And the police department. It takes a lot of people together, for sure.
Powering through to get things done for the people, that's what this is about. So shout out to Mayor Brandon Scott, the people of Baltimore, and we look forward to more positive stories to talk about in 2026.
O's and bows, baby.
O's and bows.
I don't know what